Hello, this is your mini lesson video for Saxon lesson 53. So I'm going to take you through quickly what we did today in class. So we did first start out, I showed the kids, I changed the Bitmoji page a little bit to be able to practice some of those skills we're working on in class and some of the skills that we're working on in our Ames Web progress monitoring. So we did a little bit of letter naming today. So I let the children choose which video they wanted to watch, and they wanted to do the uppercase letters. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to quiz you at home. So I want you to go through and see how many letters you know. We'll do my turn, your turn, and then I'll just try going through without me. Okay? Z, U, M, E, C, B, Y, R, F, J, V, X, S, P, H, L, O, D, W, Q, K, N, A, I, T, G. Now you try. And we are trying to increase our speed with these letters too. So I might be going a little faster than normal. Okay. And a special shout out today in class, Kyla and Jayla went through and named all of the letters in under a minute. So good job, ladies. All right, so let's look at your Saxon activity sheet today. I will come back to the Bitmoji room when we finish the front to go over another thing that we did in class today. So here is our lesson today. It was lesson 53, and we are starting on the letter K. Please make sure that you write your name. Again, this is lesson 53. So please put your name at the top of the paper. Today we focused on the lowercase letter K, which says K, K, K. All right, I would encourage you to, in our phonics room, go to our letter K. And we do have here, if you click on the letter K, it will show you the little activity that Starfall has for the letter K. I cannot click that through here right now because this is a YouTube video and there are, copyright laws. Okay. All right. So first, I encourage the children to write their lowercase k on the line. Okay. Here's my difference. Here's an uppercase K. I want you to watch. Notice how my diagonal lines, I start all the way at the top, similar to how I started at the top to do my first line. But with a lowercase k, this line is taller than my other two strokes on my K. All right, so this is the K we're focusing on, is this lowercase. And if you have blank paper, you're going to practice writing the letter K 5 times if you don't have the activity sheet. And if you have the activity sheet, please go through and circle all of the lowercase k's. Take a minute to do that. Pause the video if you need to. K says k, k, k for kite. Okay. Coming back to our Bitmoji room here, we did work a little bit with sound boxes today using some of the words on the word list. All right, so you can access these word lists too to try to read these words. Students should be able to sound out and read these words right now. And let's use some of the sound boxes in order to determine how many sounds a word has. So I did this in class with the kids. For instance, I would say the word rim. Tell me how many sounds or what sounds you hear in rim. And the student would say r, I, rim. Then we take rim and we turn it into trim. So we add a blend to the beginning. So in trim, we hear t, I, trim. Okay. Do two more. We also did the word rot. So t. Okay. This is good for phoneme segmentation. That's what you're doing. You're taking the words apart into their sounds. So if Mrs. Hill says a word and I say, what are all the sounds you hear? This is what you're telling me. For instance, trot. So what are all of the sounds that you hear in trot? T, t. Okay. So you can work on these sound boxes on your own. You'll just need someone to give you a word, and then you can move the little dots into the sound boxes. Okay. All right, turning to the back of lesson 53. So we did a lot today with using the chat to type our answers. So if you know that you don't know how to use the chat, that's something that we're going to start working on. All right, we want to make sure that when we're typing into the chat, we know to hit enter so that it goes through. Some students were having that problem today. They were typing their answers in the chat, but they're saying, Mrs. Hill, it's not sending to you, because we need to hit enter, all right, or return. So, and then the other thing was we want to make sure that when we're sending a message that we're just sending it to me and not the whole class, so that the whole class can't see your answers. But today was our first day doing that as a class. I do have a few students who normally use the chat, but today was our first time trying to get the whole class. So we're going to keep working on that. All right, so your first picture here, you're going to write the initial sound. So this is a picture of a kangaroo. Kangaroo. What letter says k? If you said K, you are correct. This is a picture of a robot. Write down the letter that you think says for the initial sound in robot. If you said R, you are correct. And finally, the last picture is a football. Write down the letter for the initial sound in football. And if you said F, you are correct. Now we're going to take some of those things that we learned by using those sound boxes in order to match our pictures and our words. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what these pictures are in case you're confused by any of them. This picture is a picture of a kiss. Okay, looks like maybe a mother giving her daughter a kiss. This is a picture of a raft that you would float on in the water. A raft. And finally, this is a first aid kit. So we have kiss, raft, kit. So go to each of these pictures and see if you can figure out the sounds. For instance, kiss, I hear k, is. So I might even write out to the side over here, what letter says k? Well, I learned that today. So I have kiss, k, I. I says I. Kiss. Oh, look at this word right here. Oh, but I learned something, that when I hear that sound, it actually has twin consonants. All right, so there I'm going to match to my picture to my word kiss. Our sight words down at the bottom, no new words right now. We did practice typing these words into the chat today. Please double check that they're on your word wall. I'll circle the word. You say it if you know it. All right, so we have, and I have them here too, we practiced in class. We have if, as, his, in, is. So those are just 5 of your sight words that should be on your word wall. Please be sure that you take pictures through the dojo or through a grown-up cell phone and send them to Mrs. Hill so that I can give you credit for the work that you did.